So I made a little video this morning while I was waiting in the freezing rain. It wasn't heavy rain, but it was freezing, outside the library to make my appointment for the Citizens Advice Bureau, but my phone died on me. So that was frustrating, but I was there for about an hour and 20 minutes just to make an appointment, which is in a week's time. But I had the appointment, I made the appointment, and I also got some kind of intel from the librarian about how it all works with the Citizens Advice Bureau. So I was glad for that. They also gave me some advice on other housing related stuff. So I've kind of got this thing right now where I'm excited about my film course, but at the same time I'm in knots and worried to death about this whole flat thing. So I'm half the time I'm looking forward to something and the other half I'm dreading something, and it's all happening this summer. So in a few months' time, I don't know, I might be somewhere completely different, or I might not. I just don't know. One of the things that I've learned is that, for example, I would sit there, wake up at 2 a.m. and start worrying about the flat thing and stuff like that. And one thing I've learned is that if it's 2 a.m, at that time, there is nothing you can do, right? If, for example, you have an important meeting with your boss and you're scared about the meeting or something, and you're up there at 2 a.m, 2 a.m. is not the time when you can do anything about that meeting, or whether you have some other thing that's out of your control. And I've actually learned at those times, at those 2 a.m, really to distance just to drop it, because and that's an incredibly valuable skill, because at 2 a.m. to sit there biting my fingernails and going mental over whether I'm going to have to move out of the flat, or whether some mortgage thing is going to happen, or some rent thing is going to happen, or whatever. Everyone else is asleep. You can't advance the situation at 2 a.m. It's just sort of a time where the best thing to do is to relax and to completely drop it and forget it and just snuggle into the pillow and enjoy the comfort of your bed, because if we can't do something right in that moment, then it's best to just forget about it temporarily. And that can seem like a betrayal of the significance of whatever it is that's weighing you down, but in fact it's not, because having those rests and kind of having those periods of being completely free of the trouble that's going on temporarily can really, really restore strength and make us much better prepared for when the real meeting happens, or the real battle takes place. I think that's very true, and that's something I learned. It's not something I was born with, and something I just kind of decided was going to be the way that I was going to do it. And so this morning I was awake at 1, at 2, at 4, at 5, and worrying about the stuff, and then I just dropped it and went back to sleep without a lot of worry in that moment. If I hadn't, it would just be this endless stream of worrying and stress and anxiety between now and the outcome. And by the time the real crunch comes, I'd be without any resources. I'd be completely shattered, empty, and screwed up. So save your energy for your battles is basically what I'm saying, I guess, if you want to know what I think and what I do. Because I don't have as much energy as I had once when I was 20 to handle stuff like this. So I have to be smart about it. It's like money. If you only have £60 a week for your shopping, then spend £60 and do it very carefully, plan every penny. It's the same thing. If you budget your emotional whatever, resources, the tank that we all have that can only be refilled and emptied so many times, then life is a little less chaotic. Anyway, just one of the little things that I've learned over the past few years and how to deal with life when it's difficult. So, this is my video for today. No dramatic footage of me standing in the freezing rain for half an hour waiting for the doors of the library to open, but perhaps something more useful anyway. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you tomorrow.